Hi, my name is Kevin Schickel, and I'm making this video for some facts that I want to put out there. I've got a lot of family and friends and relatives asking me a lot of questions about some situations that have come up here just recently, and I wanted to kind of clarify what's been happening with that instead of telling everybody over and over the same story. It started back in 2015. I started seeing Dr. Justin Lamonda for some pain management that I was taking on from some radiation therapy I had back in '77 for having Hodgkin's disease. And he was helping with my nerve damage, and we were managing it pretty well with different shots and things like that to keep it where I was comfortable. In September of 2017, I was unfortunately bit by a tick, and it became where I was diagnosed with ehrlichiosis, which is a form of Lyme's disease. We fought that ehrlichiosis up until about January of 2018, where blood tests were still coming back and I was showing positive. We fought it through a large string of antibiotics and things like that, to where the medical field at that point considered me to be chronic with that, and then it becomes an autoimmune disorder. So with that being said, I was being treated for that also, trying to figure out what we could do to keep that in check and me still functioning and feeling good. In a routine visit with Dr. Lamonda, we were doing just some normal pain management issues with me, and I was having issues with shortness of breath and some other things that were, it's not uncommon when you have ehrlichiosis or Lyme's to have some of these symptoms that I was having. But I listened to my heart. I've had lung issues with this also. He listened to my heart, and I've had a heart murmur since my heart attack. I had a heart attack in 2006 where I had 2 open heart surgeries. It's a whole other story. But I had damage to the heart. So I do have a murmur or an unusual heartbeat, as they say. And listening to my heart, he knows my heart. He said, "Kevin, I do believe you have a leaky valve. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm almost positive of it." He then sent me down to the University of Missouri for an echo, which confirmed I had a tight valve, which is basically the aortic valve is not letting the blood pump through like it should, which was causing 2 other valves to back up and leak. I was at 0.80. Anything under 0.1 is considered serious. Under 0.5 is considered critical. That was my very first visit. That was 4 months ago, approximately, when they came up with where the valve was at. They then proceeded to move on in consultation with everybody, whether I was qualified to take on a TAVR, which the TAVR is a process where they don't open your chest up and do open heart surgery. They go through the groin. It's for people that are high risk for open heart surgery. But you have to go through a line of testing for that, which the insurance company agreed for me to go through. They paid for my angiogram to see if there was any other blockages, also to see how tight the valve was. It did at that point would give them a better look at the heart. They also did where they go in through the throat to the back of the heart to look at the other valves to see how affected they are, which again would tell them if I needed open heart surgery. And again, insurance approved all this knowing that. So we're going through the process right now to basically determine whether I need a TAVR or open heart surgery to replace the valve. Well, we did the other test. I was approved for the TEE test, which is another test where they check your veins to make sure that your veins are large enough to handle the TAVR procedure, which is through the groin, and they got to make sure that your veins are large enough to carry the balloon and the TAVR to your heart, which I did pass that test also. So I was set to go. Just the little things I had to have done, blood work, getting ready, getting prepared. We had a date for a TAVR set up about a month ago. That's how far out they were. The date for the TAVR was the 12th of this month. Today is actually the 14th of October, it's Sunday. We were all set to go. All the testing was done, everything was good to go. We got out of work Thursday. I was to be at the hospital at 5 o'clock Friday morning, 5 a.m. for a 7 o'clock procedure. My wife and I, Kim, which most of you know, we were at Walmart. We left Walmart. I couldn't walk Walmart because of fatigue, unfortunately. So we were really happy that this was going to happen tomorrow or that next day. On our way home from Walmart about 4:30ish in the afternoon on Thursday, we got a call from the TAVR team, Kim Spears, stating that insurance had at that time, 2 o'clock in the afternoon their time, contacted them and denied the procedure. They were stating that I did not need it, or I did not qualify for it. Well, they were confident that if they could get a doctor on the line peer-to-peer at Blue Cross Blue Shield Anthem, which is my insurance company, that they would get this taken care of and it shouldn't be a big issue. I went back to where I could get to a phone to make phone calls to the insurance company. We were still a little ways from home, so we decided to make our own phone calls. So we started calling. My wife Kim and I both called. I got through, went through the whole line. Got through everybody. Really didn't know why they had denied us as of yet. I talked to two ladies before getting to where they were going to send me to the peer-to-peer group. This was about 2 minutes to 5 on the clock that was on my wall. She said she would transfer me. She gave me the 800 number also. She transferred me. And the peer-to-peer group was closed. It closed at 5 o'clock at night. I then called back to the 800 number and again got the recording that they were closed. I called back and talked to the insurance company from my standpoint, again with the people that I could get a hold of as high up as I could go. And I was told, I was read a letter that was sent out to me that I still, as of today, but Sunday, have not received in the mail, stating that I did not qualify because they didn't feel that the aortic valve was tight enough. I'm at 0.70 right now, which 0.5 is considered critical and needs to be done. 0.70 with symptoms, and symptoms are a lot of different issues: tightness in the chest, shortness of breath, chest pains. All those issues are happening at this point too. So we left it at the doctor. We canceled my appointment for 5. We were hoping to be able to have the Dr. Rigo at the university, the surgeon, contact them in the morning at 9 o'clock when they open. That's when Blue Cross opens, to get this set up and possibly they could put a team together and still get me in for Friday. She called it a Hail Mary, that she didn't see it happening, but they were going to do everything they could because of the seriousness of my case. So we waited. Friday morning came along, and we called. They called. Nobody could get a call back from the peer-to-peer group. It was just messages, and then they did their surgeries, but then they were gone for the day. They couldn't do anything. They rescheduled me now for November 9th, but I'm still not approved by Blue Cross Blue Shield, so that date may come and go also. So that's why I did not have my surgery this last Friday on the 10th like I was scheduled. It came out of the blue, so I didn't know anything about it. We were very excited to get going with this and get it over with and put it behind us and move on. And we're making our $1,300 a month payment to Blue Cross Blue Shield for the last years we've been making that payment, and now it comes down to this and nobody will talk to us at the higher up end. So right now we wait. I hate to say that that September 9th we make it till then. We're hoping we're going to do everything we can. I've been told to take it easy, not to do much more, get even more rest. I'm doing all that I can at this end. And I think everybody, I know you're calling me and you're trying to talk to me about this and all that, and it's tough because I do get winded and I get tired, and it's just a rough thing. So that's why I rested today, put this video together for you guys, and I know you all wish me well. For all my family that's not going to see this, I love you, and we're going to make it tonight as best we can. We're hoping that they approve this. and that we can move on with this and get this chapter of our life closed. To my family, I love you. To my daughters who made the trip down here from Minnesota and came out of the way and had to take off work to come down for the procedure because we couldn't cancel it. They were already on the road. Thank you for taking the time out, taking the time off of work. And for everybody else out there, my wife especially, Kim, who is close to a nervous breakdown over this because she's the one that has to watch me go through all this day in and day out. I love her too. So that's my story, guys. I can't say it's a story. I wish it was a story. It sounds like a story. But those are the facts as to where we're at right now. If you can say a prayer, I appreciate it. We're looking forward to November 9th. We're hoping that they don't put this one off, but we won't feel comfortable until the TAVR is in place and I'm recovering. Thank you.